What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hop Radio. Shout in as always. I got my podcast partner off in this thing, OG Gangsta Wicked, a.k.a. Big Galaxy of Ghetto Mafia.
What's happening?
We got some OGs in the building.
Man, I couldn't even sleep last night, B-Hop, man. Please, come on with the intro. Come on with it. You taking too long before I start saying something.
One of my favorite podcasts. Also, there's some podcast partners off in this thing,
yes,
too.
Sir. Yes,
I'm talking about Gangster Chronicles.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Steele.
sir.
Eiht, what's happening?
Man, I feel like we made it, dog.
No, we made it. No.
We gonna be all right.
No, we don't make it because we in here with MC Eiht.
See that? I'm trying to him. So we just gonna do this for the whole show.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this for the whole show.
Well, no, first of all, man, I gotta take it straight to the beginning, man. Gangster Chronicles, the podcast going crazy as hell right now as we speak. How did it come about, and what has it been like putting it down for the gangsters?
Man, you know what, man? Like I said, like we was talking before the interview started, man, I started this in 2016, and it wasn't a success. I didn't do the Gangster Chronicles first. A lot of people don't know this, but I thought of the Gangster Chronicles probably 4 years before we actually put it out.
Okay.
And I was doing a podcast for Glasses Malone. I wanted to be a behind the scenes dude.
Okay. Then.
I didn't ever want to be on the podcast. I would just go because I saw where podcasting was going.
Yeah.
Because it went from having, you know, they had the app on the phone. That's how I discovered podcasting. I was messing with my iPhone one day and I saw the little microphone and I got kind of hooked on the stuff. I said, man, there's people on here, but it wasn't that many shows.
Yeah.
It went from being like 20 shows to like 20 billion. That's on there right now. You go on there, right? So I started early, man, and I started talking to different people, man, and shout out, I got to give a shout out to my homeboy Chris Morrow from Loudspeakers Network.
Then.
You know he's a pioneer.
Yeah, he is.
Him and Combat Jack.
Yeah.
I had the fortune, man, because Glasses Malone, I was managing him, and he had a relationship with Charlamagne and them. And Charlamagne and all them was over there, right?
I recall.
So I remember I met Chris, and from then on, he became like kind of like a mentor. And he would tell me what to do, and he said, hey, man, you gonna have to have some money. So I said, I'm gonna start a network. I wanted to do what Chris was doing.
Exactly.
That was the thing. I wanted to do what he was doing. And so I said, okay, it wasn't that many podcasts at the time. I said, okay, I got Glasses, I'm gonna set him up.
Yeah.
But we gonna do something. Actually, Glasses was in my living room. I said, man, I'm gonna get Big Sight. Rest in peace to homie Big Sight.
Yes, sir.
I said, I'm gonna get Big Sight, because me and him was running real tough.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put a podcast together, man. It's gonna talk about gangster rap music and its impact on the environment, you know, and how it coincides with the streets. And first of all, I don't like calling it gangster rap because it's reality rap.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to do, you know, a show just, you know, highlighting the urban plight, right? So, you know, Big Sight died.
Yeah.
You know, he passed away.
Yeah.
That kind of, it didn't put a damper on me. So then I started thinking, I saw some guys, I don't want to say their names, but I saw two cats, right, that I had in mind for. We hooked that up. Letting this come, you know, later on, and the three of us started off together. At that time, I was thinking about moving to Atlanta because I got a love affair with this city. It goes back many moons, right?
Yeah.
So I was gonna move down to Atlanta, so I was gonna get the show set up and everything. So I brought a third person in, and y'all know how it is dealing with people sometimes, man. Dealing with people.
Well, I know it.
Well, one of the guys, he had told me from the jump he was gonna have to go do some time. He was gonna have to go do some time.
Yeah.
So I knew he was leaving in 6 months. The other guy I had was so green, I couldn't do it. But the other dude I brought in, I have nothing but love for them dudes. You know, we wasn't friends, it was all business.
Yeah.
It was business. So one of the guys, man, started kind of becoming problematic. When COVID hit, he just stopped coming. He just stopped coming, so I had to step in.
Yeah.
Because the other dude was in jail. Like I said, my one dude was real hella green.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Doing the best he could. He was doing a good job, had a name and stuff, but he just wasn't ready to control that MIC all the way right. You know what I'm saying? So we went and did that, man. Fast forward, because there's a lot of stuff that happened in between there. These different research departments that start calling us, like Spotify called us, another company called Benstown that reached out.
I know about Benstown.
So I told y'all about Chris Morrow earlier, right?
Yeah.
And my boy Glasses Malone, who you don't have, you know.
Yeah, I know Glass.
The same seats, man. Yeah. One of the things that had happened was he had told me, he said, bro, you know, I think Charlamagne want to fuck with y'all. And I was like, for real?
Yeah.
And I try to temper my excitement when certain stuff happens because after you've been doing this, you see these graves, man. These graves, these some scars up underneath the graves. You know, as you get them calls, you be ready, man. You be excited, and you know I call people, man. We about to get this and that, and then just crickets.
Yeah.
Come on,
right.
man.
So I was trying to be cool about it, and I was like this. So, you know, people calling, man, and then it took about probably like 6 months to get the deal done, dog. You know, them waiting on them deals to get done like waiting on the baby days, man. Because you don't know what's gonna happen. You like, are they still in it? Because they just go silent on you.
Yeah.
And then they called me one day and they had the head dude on the phone. They had the head guy on the phone. He said, you know, we'll get this done, the contractors and y'all thing. And we've been rolling since then. I'd been thinking, even before then, about putting Eiht in the show. I had Eiht come in and do a camera test. He didn't know it was a camera test. It was an interview / camera test. Because I wanted to see how, because I know he can speak. He knows he's one of the best rappers in the world. So of course he can talk, he can communicate. But I wanted to see how he got along with the other dude I was potentially talking about because they from opposite sides of the track. So I thought about that, man, but then all the stuff, you know, the world shut down and all this stuff started. So we never got to quite get it going at that time with him. But then me and Charlamagne was talking. I said, okay, this gonna be the perfect time to bring him in because the other dude, he was finally gone. You know what I mean? So I said I could make this move right now. And Charlamagne had told me, he said, man, I think y'all need a rapper on the show. I said, that's right, because those dudes were hip hop ignorant.
Yeah.
Didn't know I was the, you know, hip hop thesaurus on the show, right?
Exactly.
So he said, I think y'all need a rapper on there. And I was like, man, God, please don't let him say one of these dumb mother suckers from out, you know, because dealing with people is hard, right? He said, man, I really like that dude, MC8. I said, thank you, Jesus. Because one thing I learned in this business, man, 30 years, you can't fight the money all the time. If they want to do something, dog, you gotta, I think you're brilliant. That's how you keep getting the check. Whatever you want to do, you cutting the check, man, we gonna get on here whoever you want, as long as you can pay for it.
He call it tap dance.
You gotta tap dance, dog. You know, to an extent, man, because my vision of the show, to be honest with you, man, like my vision, man, Gangster Chronicles is supposed to be a show that's passed on. I want this to be one of the first podcasts, man, that lasts 50 years. And run it like how Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
You know, this night show with Johnny Carson, you got different people. And you know, you evolve. You know what I'm saying? You gotta evolve, man. You can't stay stagnant. So that was my thing, man, to bring real qualified people, man, to discuss this this genre, man, of gangster rap is real misunderstood, man. But you think about it right now, gangster rap is still running the scene. Think about music as reality rap, right?
That's right.
Think about the genres that spawned from gangster rap. All of it, crunk, drill, trap. You talking about the streets, man, that's gangster shit.
Come on. Come on.
That's gangster shit. So it ain't, I don't separate it. You know, what people call it the colloquialism for it, a certain region may have for it, it's gangster rap.
That's right.
When I heard the Ghetto Boys, I went crazy just like I did when I first heard CMW. I said, oh my God, they talking about the same shit that, you know, I see outside.
Come on, man. Still, I got to ask you this, though, man. I mean, on the business side of things, what has it been like being an entrepreneur through this digital age and with digital media?
Man, I'm gonna give you the short thing of it because it's a lot to it, and the business is changing every day. It's changed exponentially from the first time I talk about 2016. Because I thought all I was gonna need, I said, well, I got a Pro Tools. I'm gonna get that and a couple microphones, and we gonna go get a little room. We just go chop it up. And I was talking to one of my publicist homegirls. She said, well, what's the show about?
Yeah.
And that really forced me to think. I said, man, I gotta get the mission statement for the show done. The synopsis done for the show. Because I get a lot of people that hit me up for podcasts all the time. I don't know who they think I am, the Suge Knight of podcast or whatever. But I'll be in the mall, and it's like, it remind me of the music, because I was A&R at one time. It remind me of music. Man, I got a podcast, man. Go check them. The first thing they lose me at is when they tell me to go to their YouTube channel. I say, bro, that's not a podcast. It's cool, and I can appreciate what you're doing over there. I'm not doubting it, because YouTube is starting to become a major player in the podcast. It's one of the most listened to platforms. But I said that audio is going to get a company like an Eiht or Spotify to invest into what you're trying to do, right?
Well, see, I hate to cut you off. Can you break down the importance of audio for people that don't know? Because, I mean, a lot of folks are going straight to YouTube route and they ain't even thinking about the audio.
Well, I'll tell you what the audio does, man. The audio gives you a chance to establish a real base of people because most people that come to YouTube, let's be honest, they just there with their popcorn wanting to see the bullshit.
Yeah.
Just because you got a show, you might have I've seen brilliant shows on YouTube that may only have 500 views, but it's the most brilliant stuff I saw.
Yeah.
You are at the mercy of the algorithm.
That's true.
If YouTube is not suggesting your video, you are not going to get views.
Exactly.
And YouTube is only going to give you a snapshot of the people listening to your show. The thing with audio, we can determine what type of device they listening on, which gives you a little play into their income.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he listening on the new iPhone 15. He got some money.
Yeah.
Because that's what advertisers want to hear.
Okay.
That's what advertisers.
Yeah.
Advertisers, they want to hear what kind of demographic.
Yeah.
It could break it down the streets now. It's so cold. And the thing with audio, when people are invested in your show, they're going to come and tune in. They real fans.
Yeah.
Anybody to go take the time, because if a person got to go through more than 3 steps to get to your app or to what your show is, you lost them.
Yeah.
They want to just be able to pick up their phone and do this right here. But if they take them extra steps, let me find Gangster Chronicles. Let me subscribe to it. That means they want you to hear them. Their audience retains a little bit more. YouTube is like this.
Answer me this, Steele. For somebody that wants to get into podcasting that don't understand the audio side of it, can you let them know, generically speaking, how much money are they missing out on? Because, see, that's what make them go where they need to go.
They're missing out on a lot of
You see
money
what I'm-
because I'm going to tell you, what's the CPMs on YouTube now?
They range from anywhere. They could be
$14.
$14, sometimes $40, depends on the
40.
genre.
The thing about the audio, I believe Joe Rogan. I don't know Joe Rogan's business, but I would guess he's getting a $75 CPM. But people don't know what a CPM is. CPM means cost per mil.
That's right.
So for every 1,000 downloads you get on something, you get a fee. And the higher those downloads go, the more that fee can escalate.
Exactly.
So you think about it. Let's say they paying Beehive $100 CPM. And you getting 100,000 downloads. You getting 100,000 downloads every week, right?
Yeah.
You can make serious money because Charlamagne told me that one day. And for all my family out there, that don't mean I'm rich.
Y'all hit him up tomorrow.
That don't mean I'm rich,
man.
Because
checks.
Hey, because I don't know, y'all saw the homies get down to Menace. I don't need them standing on me like this.
And they gonna be telling his ass, I need some help. You need some help.
And that's the biggest thing, man. It's a lot of work, and it costs some money too, dog.
Yeah.
If you really want to do it the right way, don't get me wrong. I'm a firm believer in pushing stuff as organic as you possibly can until you can't no more. Then you start trying to, because you got to know you got something first.
Exactly.
You got to know you got something, you know, worth even you putting your money into, right? Because I've had shows, dog, like, to be honest with you, dog, I've had shows that were hosted, a bunch of rappers.
Yeah.
That, I'm thinking like, man, this dude got platinum records. This about to crack off. And you get that stuff back, that report don't lie, man. Goose eggs all across the thing, you know what I mean? It's like, man, this ain't gonna work. But you have to, the whole key thing to it is being patient. You have to be patient, man, and you gotta work, man. It's a lot of work, man. And the thing is, it's a grind, dog. It's like, it's more than just, I think people that listen to the podcast, they think that we just show up on whenever day we do the show, just sit here and talk some shit and just go home. It's a lot of planning to go to it because our show is a long form conversation. And you have to remember, you're measured on everything on audio from your listening time. How long people listen, because you can have 1 million downloads, but if they only going there listening for 2 minutes, an advertiser ain't buying that. He gonna say, man, who gonna hear the show? They're gonna be gone by the time our ad come up, right? So you have to really know what you're doing, man. You have to really know what it is you're getting into. A lot of people, if they're not getting that immediate, we in the era now of immediate gratification. If it's not happening now, it's not, oh man, I'm wasting my time.
I'm going to switch to something else. That's what people do. Let me turn to something else.
Exactly.
And that's how we really won, dog, because we didn't start off it was cool. And I'm not going to lie, It was hard, dog, but I don't jump into something and just give up, dog.
That's
I'm
right.
really like, I believe in God first and foremost, man. And I think when God give you a vision, he don't give you a vision for no reason. He give you a vision to go execute.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you can see people, if I'm on an island, man, and I'm praying to God, please, I'm stranded.
Yeah.
Please come and get me.
Yeah.
It's not like an angel can go come out the sky and snatch me up out the sand
Exactly.
and fly me
That's
back
right.
to land. I might pass some rope. I might pass some wood.
Yeah.
I might pass some tar and glue and all that other shit
Yeah.
to make a boat. But if I'm steady sitting up there, God, I'm telling you to save me. He telling you, man, I don't give you all the tools you need around
That's right.
you. You feel what I'm saying? And I figured with my network of people, man, that let's make it happen, man.
Exactly.
Hey,
Yo.
the hood took me on the Compton Most Wanted.
Yes, sir.
Take me back to what was going through your mind.
Oh,
when
man.
you had that Eiht.
Lord have mercy.
Take us back. I mean, these are the questions that the Decatur said. I come from. Let me give you a quick little history real fast. He's from the Southwest side.
That's
Okay.
right.
You know, I'm from Decatur. We were on the east side. So they was always jealous of us. We always had the money. We always had the cars. We always had.
He's right. Everything started on the west side and migrated to the east side.
That's
I'll just
right.
sit that right there.
But I'm just fucking with. But the hood took me on, man. What were you thinking about back then? How was MC Eiht living back then to come up with that?
Shit, man. I was just a young cat, you know what I'm saying, trying to get my recognition as far as in the streets, you know. I grew up in the streets, you know, gang banging and shit like that. Basically, like, you know, a lot of typical young youths of our color, you know, living in them areas, you know, poverty-stricken, ghetto, gangs, drug sales, you know, mama struggling, daddy struggling, trying to make ends meet. I got interested in gang banging, you know, and not just because of to be like, yeah, I'm claiming a neighborhood, but basically for family and belonging in the sense of, you know, I didn't have an older brother growing up. My sister, she was older, but she was already in the streets. Mm-hmm. Pops was living in Oklahoma. And, you know, Mom's was one of them working all day. So, you know, she worked from 11 o'clock at night to 7 in the morning. So you leaving a nigga to all kind of shit to get into. So basically it was the streets that interested me. I try to tell a lot of motherfuckers, you know, when you start coming of age, those childhood dreams sort of disappear, you know. I'm gonna be a policeman, I'm gonna be a fireman, I'm gonna be, you get me? That shit goes out the window when you grow up and you start seeing the reality of the streets and where you live, and you like, man, I'm not being none of that shit because I'm heavy influenced by them niggas got money.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, that nigga in the same grade as I am. He driving a brand new motherfucking... So that influenced me because of just feeling like I was out of place. You get me? You got the lessons from moms and don't do this and don't do that. But when you hanging around 10 other dudes at school and niggas is, you know, getting money and, you know, so the influence was to join the gang. I did that, and at the time, it was probably some of the roughest gang banging in Compton, you know, around the riots and Rodney King shit and so many gangs in Compton. You get me?
And I'm glad you brought that up right there because I can pivot right into this. Matter of fact, I posted you. I'm at the Real Ghetto Mafia for everybody out there. And I post your We Come Strapped because to me, and I'm going to say this for everybody out there, it's top 10.
Yeah.
You know how we always going over the list of top 10, that album. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We Come Strapped is that to me. Going out some G's, Hard Times is my motherfucking shit, man. Come on, man. But before I get into those records, I want to ask you another thing. Why was MC Eiht's style so different than anybody else in the country? Like, and I talk to you about this all the time, B. How I say, with our era back in the day, right? When you heard a Outkast record, right? Before Big or Dre even got on there, you knew that was an Outkast record.
Right.
You knew from the beat.
Yeah.
Wouldn't I tell you that about Eiht? I said when I want to know about your producer too. But when your music came on, before you ever said something, I said that's Eiht right there. Another thing I picked up from you also is that you didn't do a lot of hooks back in the day. Like a lot. I'm a real fan. You know what I'm saying? And it bled over to my songs like that. I said, well, if Eiht ain't goddamn got a lot of hoorah shit to say, I ain't got a lot to say. I just said chill. Just like Eiht did.
Let the music play.
You know what I'm saying? But to get back to the question, man, why was Eiht so different than the rest of the country?
I always looked at myself as someone who wanted to describe what the problems was in my section. I didn't think you can do that by being happy and making songs, you know, for the radio and we're gonna go to the club and we're gonna party, and my music wasn't about that.
Right.
My music was about struggling because it's something I went through. It's something I seen niggas out here go through. It's something I seen dudes in Texas, Chicago. When I started going on the road, my basic point for making songs like that were, shit ain't happy around here. You see, motherfuckers will blindfold you to make you seem like reality is something than it is. But I grew up in this shit. Yeah. I'm getting to witness it every day. So when you listen to other dudes' songs, you know, people had songs and everything was up tempo and let's party and, you know, we had a lot of party music. But I was the type, like when you go to the movies and you sit down and you watching this movie and whatever it is, thriller or horror or whatever, there's always a part where something getting ready to happen. Mm-hmm. And you start hearing that.
Right.
I wanted my music to be that. Mm-hmm. I wanted my music when you put in my CD, I wanted you to go, damn. Mm. You get me? Mm. So that kind of made us different than what was going on. Mm-hmm. And then when you had a producer like Slip, who was very influenced by finding shit. Mm-hmm. West Coast music was all Parliament, George Clinton, you know, the G-Funk, whatever. We didn't want to be that. Like I said, we wanted you to walk into the movie theater, sit down, put on that CD, and just sit there and go, damn, man, that shit happened to me last week. Mm-hmm. Or I know the homie who went through that. Or, you know, so we wanted to be very descriptive about, you know, what was happening in the neighborhood. So that's why we were different than a NWA or Ice Cube, or basically who was on our path of music. You get me? Yeah. We wanted to be different.
All for the money behind. You're a young nigga, so you might not even know. That's why.
See what I gotta deal with Steele. You see what I'm dealing with in here? He's an equal opportunity offender.
I'm here. So he don't embarrass us. You know what I'm saying? So he don't embarrass us. All for the money, hey. You know, I'm gonna send you these records too, so you know what I'm saying.
I got my records.
So next time he come back, you know what I'm saying, you can holler at him about it. All for the money, one of the coldest motherfuckers. It kind of puts me in the. Remember, Outkast had a song "So Fresh, So Clean."
Yeah.
The beat.
Yeah.
That's what you gonna love about this record.
That's
when I
right.
let you hear it.
That's right.
Tell me about all for the money, man. What went into that right there? You know what I'm saying? How did that record come about? You know, who all helped out? Was that just your vision?
Me and DJ Slip. We basically handled mostly all the production on my products. Mm-hmm. I would basically I just get with Slip and be like, we need sinister music. Mm. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that came from listening to my parents' records. Mm-hmm. You know, my auntie had a garage full of records. Mm. Bobby Blue Bland, Millie Jackson, and all that type of shit. So we would just dig through the crates, you know. Mm-hmm. Found the Tyrone Davis, Smooth Mellow, you know, and then so the lyrics was basically about what we was all doing. We was all trying to get money back then.
Yeah, you be flipping it so player, because the track is The track is laid back, but when Eiht come on it, it's like you pick it up, you bring the track with you. Come on, I got you.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
I put it in my backpack.
You put it
Yeah,
exactly. And it's just an honor, man, to listen to you, man. I have a question for you that somebody asked me to ask you, and be how you know about this question right here, and then I'm gonna go back to the music because I got about 10 more songs I want to ask you.
Okay.
But a guy said, me, him, and B-High was having a conversation, and he said that California rappers, you included, you and Short and Ford and NWA and Snoop and all y'all were the ones that brought the gangs into rap. And he said before Cali, there was no gangs in rap. And I argued with him. I said, well, the New York rappers wasn't in gangs. And he was like, nah. And he I said, well, they were in gangs behind, the closed doors, He said, nah. He said LA brought the gang affiliation into rap. Now here's the question, not did you do it, but if y'all did, were y'all bringing it into it as consciously to glorify it, or because that's what you was living and you wanted all us down here in Atlanta? Because we wasn't gang banging in the 90s.
Of course. New York wasn't gang banging, or if they were, I started traveling to New York when I first started rapping back in like 88, 89. I didn't see a blue rag, a red rag. I didn't see none of that. We were already recognized as gangbangers on the West Coast, even before hip hop started. There was Crips and Bloods. It's probably what every fucking young black male living in Southern California, it's what you did.
Yeah.
There was no you lived in the neighborhood, you didn't have a choice. You're gonna claim the neighborhood, or you gonna get fucked up and probably get ran out the neighborhood, which a lot of dudes did.
Right.
That's where you got a lot of dudes who relocated, okay, because they got ran out of the neighborhood because they wasn't 100% fully, or they tried to slide in by coming from somewhere else in a different neighborhood, moving to a... Niggas check you like that.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You move over here, where you from? Where was you from? Where did you come from? Oh, you came from over there? Okay, now you affiliated with them. That's it. So it's something we did. Now, a lot of people like to say we brought in gang banging.
Into the rap culture.
I never mentioned a gang. If you listen to all of my early records, you never heard me say what set I was from. You never did. It's what we got because we were from the West Coast.
Yeah.
Colors came out. You get me? The movie Colors. That showed everybody that California was gangbanging, was Crips and Bloods. This is what it went through. That movie Colors wasn't even about rap music. It was about gangbanging in LA and what the spread was.
Right.
Now, just for the fact that a lot of us were already involved or members, and then rap came along, it gave me a choice to tell Atlanta, this is what we gonna do down here. It gave me a chance to tell New York, Detroit, Chicago. Now, they had their gangs, GDs. Pretty sure it was niggas down here clicked up and crewed up.
Right.
We
down
wasn't
by
claiming
law.
colors,
Right.
We wasn't the so-and-so Crips or the so-and-so Bloods, but this our section. We from Southwest, Southeast, West Side, whatever.
Facts.
So it wasn't that we brought it, it was what we did. You get me? Just like the dudes who thought they were hustlers started rapping about pushing yay.
Yeah.
Nigga, I went up here, I took a travel down I-95 and I went down here, we took the work, blah, blah, blah. But because gangbanging was looked at so negatively, it's what people want to say was the stain to hip hop. But it wasn't. It was our culture. And nobody knows about our fucking culture. It's not about a red rag and a blue rag. It's about the community. It's about trying to protect where you from.
Yeah.
Because either other niggas gonna come over here, they gonna take your work, they gonna set up, they gonna try to make the money that's in your neighborhood. We can't have that. So it's about us. It's about us. We all grew up together. We all went to elementary together. Nigga, if we at the liquor store and a nigga pull up and fight you, we all finna fight because that's how we feel as you as our brother, as our. So it wasn't about glorifying. So a lot of us didn't, in the early days, like I said, I never told people I was from so-and-so gang. People knew that from me going to school, growing up, just being in the neighborhood. So the outfits we wore, the khaki suits, and then people they just, oh yeah, them niggas brought gang banging. But we wasn't trying to push gang banging. This is just who we are as a people. And now I'm finna grab the mic and start spitting about, nigga, I'm from West Side Compton and I grew up over here and one times came through the day and they raided and homie got killed last night and we going to jail for trying to make ends meet and my daughter starving and this and that and my mama got 4 kids and she can't get no help. So now I'm on the street trying to hustle. It wasn't about trying to go, hey, rap, gang, gang, gang. You like today, you know, everything. Gang, 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 push, gang, gang, gang. But we wasn't trying to, because we already knew it was negative. We already knew that. I couldn't get played on the radio because, oh, that's a gangster rapper. No, I'm not banging on you. I'm telling you what we going through, and I know y'all going through it down there. I know they going through it in New York. So the idea of us influencing the gang lifestyle, nah. I'm not trying to positively, you know, because a lot of my songs, I told you, niggas ended up dead.
Yeah. Right.
Niggas ended up doing 25 to life.
Right.
You get me? Shit, nigga, you was the big time baller, and now niggas is kicking in your front door.
Yeah.
Right.
That was what I told you that this lifestyle is bringing us. I never said, hey, nigga, grab your rag and your pistol and let's 21 gun salute in the air and it's so fun to be a gangster. Yeah. No, because when you really in the shit, it's not no fun.
At all.
When you got niggas shooting at you and police trying to lock you up and you trying to make ends meet or you trying to hustle to survive, you ain't graduate high school, you ain't got no diploma. It wasn't opportunities. So that's what it was about. We never tried to, you know, maybe down the line when it got accepted, because you couldn't have did that shit when I put records out. Record label, band sticker. Oh, you got to change that. Oh, we can't play that on the radio, Eiht. So that's why I never went that route. I just said, fuck it. Y'all can't play it on the radio, cool, whatever. Because I'm not really trying to reach the masses of the fans. Like, I'm trying to reach the realness.
Yeah.
Well, you reached the masses on Menace to Society.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I want to say, I don't have stuff right in front of me. Beehive, do I think Juice came out in maybe 91, 92?
Yes.
Right? Yep. And you right after that?
Yeah.
I would say this to you, Eiht. I would say, and I know some people gonna beat me because you know how people lives about Tupac.
Oh, definitely.
But that was the coldest song that your song is the coldest song that ever came off a soundtrack, and it don't even have to have a big hook. It ain't I got 5 on it or
definitely.
It's just you and so real. That's what I was talking about your style. You're one of the only artists that I know that has made crossover records without a hook, because normally it's the hook and the beat. You understand what I'm saying? You don't make crossover. I don't know if you ever thought about that.
I never got into the hook thing because, like you saying, with the crossover and trying to get to the others, I never envisioned myself like that. So I never envisioned going in the studio going, we got to make a radio record. It got to have a hook and something that people can chant to. And I never visioned that. I never did. Some dudes get that when they go into the studio, when they influenced by the label or whatever it is, that they go, I need a radio record. I need to come up with a hooky, catchy, something that, you know, the whole planet can be. I never thought like that. I just thought like, man, I'm gonna write the record and fuck that. Fuck a hook. Telling a nigga like, hey, drinks in the air, drinks in the air, drinks in the air. I'm like, fuck that shit, man. I'm gonna say, nigga, I'm a straight up Menace and bingo. Listen to the motherfucking chorus and listen to the intermission on the motherfucking song, and you can just sit there. Basically, I want you to envision. So I'm not gonna motherfucking take your whole motherfucking chorus time by join in, put your left foot in, put your left foot out, put your left, like fuck all that shit.
And
Kick back.
He was going gold and platinum with no hooks.
Yeah.
With no hooks.
With no hooks. That's what, I wanted to point that out to everybody because, like I said, it's only, this is my OG. You know how I'm your OG? You know what I call you? You know what I call you and I say, go listen to song number 9. I'm going to cut you loose though behind. Let me get one more. Let me get one more with him. Let me just the last one with him. I'm going to come back to the music in just a second. Eiht, which one was more gratifying for you? The movies? You hear your song in the movies? In the video games? Or just niggas in the hood bumping your shit? And which they all bump your shit like that, but I'm saying, was the first time you heard like yourself, or was it the radio that did it for you? Was it the movie? Which one would you say, you know what? Nigga, I done made it. I'm here now.
Oh man. You see, I have a problem with that classification because I'm just a regular nigga, man.
Man, knock it off, man.
Knock it off. Like, more people, like, I don't know, I just don't get it. You feel me? I did something that I felt like I was supposed to do. You get me? I tried all this shit. Like I said, I'm gonna be a policeman. I'm gonna be a fireman. I'm gonna be a football player. I'm gonna be a lawyer. All that kid shit. And when I started being able to have the ability to write songs about what was going on around me, I just felt like I was doing my part. You get me? Did it feel cool when I was able to go around the country? And I think it was more to me when dudes come up and tell me, man, I did 10 years, man. You got me through a lot. Or, man, there was situations, man. And listening to your shit, man, had a nigga like, real niggas felt my music.
Right.
Exactly. I really didn't give of course you want to make money and you want to be considered one of the greats, so to speak. But I'm comfortable with where I think sit.
You are one of the greats. I'm gonna cut you at that right there. I'm not even gonna let you go there.
So now you done cut him off.
He's talking about wanna be one of the greats. Because I consider you like nigga. I go to hooking with anybody about it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying about Eiht, because I lived that shit. You know what I'm saying? And be how I tell you that. I was there listening to everything. I'm gonna let you cut in, man, before I take over the interview, bro.
Okay, hey, I gotta ask you this about that straight up Menace, man. When I heard it, first of all, I was a kid at the time, but I felt like you was sitting on the corner of my block writing that verse for the niggas in the middle of Atlanta, Georgia. Okay,
definitely.
What was it about that song that allowed it to have that staying power? We got young Kadar in here. He ain't number 26 years old. We played a record for him. He like, I know that damn song right there.
Right.
What is it that allowed it to stay around so long and maintain its relevancy?
It's one of those songs that resonate with people. You can understand it. Like putting on a Marvin Gaye, what's going on?
Come on now.
It's one of those songs that I don't give a fuck how old it is.
Yeah.
It still hits home because situations haven't changed in 30 years. You get me? It's gang of niggas still poverty, coming out of jail, homeless. The struggle is still real. And that's why I try to tell people, the struggle is always going to be around. So when you have those songs that resonate with people in the struggle, and my childhood was fucked up, and we lived over here, man, and a lot of people go through that. You might be a success today or have gotten yourself together 30, 40 years, but when that song like that comes on, it makes you sit back and think of like, damn, man, we used to be this, we used to be that, and you can appreciate when somebody basically is on your page and have come from the same struggle you came through. So I think that's one of the reasons why Straight Up Menace will be one of those songs, you know, and for the youth that's coming up after us, when you get a chance to see the movie and listen to the song, it's gonna make you turn around because the youth struggling too to find an identity. You get me?
Answer me this though, Eiht. Menace to Society, when y'all was on, you know, set shooting that thing, did you feel like it would be legendary? And then when you looked up 20 years later, 30 years later, and you walking past your TV, you're like, damn, there I go again for the billionth fucking time. How did that make you feel?
You know, around then, a lot of the hood movies were going down. Yeah. Like you said, we had Juice, we had South Central, we had Colors, we had Boys in the Hood. Yeah. They were going around. When we was doing Menace, did I think it would be as because Boys in the Hood was the shit. Yeah. You get me? Yeah. So already, I'm like, Boys in the Hood were like, so I didn't really look at it as, man, this motherfucker gonna be I was like, man, get my check so I go to the hood. You get me? I'm still in the hood hanging, so I'm like, man, hurry this shit up. I gotta get to the block today right now, man. Y'all got me over here. It's 9, 10 o'clock at night, shit. Niggas around here with cameras and all this shit. But it was an interesting experience, and like I said, to look up almost 30 years later, and I just came off tour from Europe. I was in Europe for like 2.5 weeks. My God. And Menace to Society 30-year tour, you know, and every show sold out.
My God.
People here still love Menace, which I appreciate. Like I said, it's one of those songs, like one of those oldies you can put on and sit back and reminisce and think about old times and what's going on today and some of the situations that you didn't think you would be able to overcome. As a young black man, you look up and you got grays in your beard today, and you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them. It's one of those accepted folk tales. You get me?
Watch this right here, Beehive.
Come on with it.
Cut y'all. I'm gonna do something right here, and they both probably gonna know. I just want to do this because you don't know and the camera's rolling. I want y'all to answer this last little part for me. When Eiht says, niggas make the hood go round.
You know.
Chill.
I put a chill there. This official. He put the chill there, so you official.
You put the chill there. You're right. Even though I gave you the chill 5 minutes before you walked in.
I do the chill.
I said, all you gotta do is look at Eiht. After everything I say, just say chill. And they gonna say the whole
official.
Oh
Official
man,
like a ref with a whistle.
So now also Kendrick Lamar, Mad City though. Young K-Dot, man, linking up with him.
That's the young generation. I got a son who's in college right now. In Indiana, Valpo University. His sister, she's K-Dots in them age. She knew them.
Okay.
They called me up one night and she was like, this dude want to get you on the song, you know, and I was like, who? She said his name is Kendrick. They asked me to ask you, and I was like, Kendrick? I don't know Kendrick. I didn't even hear about I didn't even know about K-Dot at the time. He had just finished the Section 80 album. And so I think I went and pulled him up, listened to a song or two, and I was like, he from Compton, so So tell him, I'm cool with it. But when I heard that he was fucking with Dre and Aftermath and all that, I said, man, them niggas ain't finna call me. I said, them niggas ain't finna call. Because now you starting to talk about status and man, y'all can get a gang of niggas, man. You get me? There's a lot of niggas from our area. Me, Quick, you know, Ren, King T. So I feel like, why they pick me? You feel
That's
me?
that though, dog.
So
Yeah.
I was like, cool. About 2 weeks later, he called me up himself, told me where they was at. Could I come to the studio? Went to the studio in the neighborhood. You know, everybody got the house studio.
Yeah.
Went to the studio where they was all kicking it and whatever. And as soon as I walked in, he was, okay, this is the concept. And he had it all down. You know, usually rappers, when I deal with them today and they want to get a verse or whatever, and I'll go, okay, cool, send the beat, whatever. What's the concept? Oh, man, just do you. And I'm like, yeah, but what's the song about? It's your song. Well, you're telling me to do me, but I don't know what to do because I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
So when I went in with him, he had like a whole the plan. Okay, I want you to say this. I want to talk about this. And then on the breakdown, I want you to talk about this and say like this. And and I'm just like, no problem.
Yeah.
So I just took the direction that he wanted. And I just went in and did, you know, exactly to the point. He had certain shit written out he wanted me to say. Oh, man, I hear your voice on this. And I want you to, in the beginning of the song, talk about Alondra and Rosecrans and how we doing. So I just did what he wanted. And that was the finished product, Mad City.
How did it make you feel, though, to be able to pass that torch?
I felt pretty, I felt privileged because, like I said, out of Top Dog and Dre, they decided, like, you know, because they was like, nah, not him. No, no. And like I was, it was only 3 people on K-Dot's first album. Me, Drake, and Mary J. Blige.
Wow.
Can I tell y'all something about Dot? Not to cut you off.
Come on with it.
I knew Dot since he was like 15. Top Dog is a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Mike Top is a good friend of mine. So when they had the little studio, you know, spot
In Carson.
and go in Carson, right? I did I would hang out with Top a lot, right? And I remember I tripped on him because he was actually J-Rock's hype man at first. He wasn't the top dude over there. J-Rock was the top dude.
Yeah.
All of them was extremely talented. At that time, it was just K-Dot, J-Rock, and Ab-Soul. It was just the 3 of them. You know what I mean? Then Schoolboy Q came in. He started coming around their studio. So that little packed room back there, would all be all them back there. The one thing I noticed about him, about everybody else to be kind of saying their raps, doing this stuff, dude never used no paper. He would be writing his raps and be over there like he was possessed by a demon. He would be in the corner like this. Like that, not writing nothing on paper and just go in the studio and remember all this stuff that he just did in his head. So he's like, man, I think that little dude is like Steven Spielberg or something like that. He's one of them creative types, man. But he's a real genius, and I don't throw that around. But I knew he was special from the first time I saw him. Yeah. All of them dudes can rap like a motherfucker. Yeah. All of them phenomenal rappers, dog, hands down. But he was just, man.
Yeah, he it's very rare to have, you know, MCs who are starting off or coming in to have the knowledge of man, I could be on top of the bill, you know what I'm saying? Some dudes come in like, I'm just gonna rap, man. I'm gonna make me a song. It's gonna float around the neighborhood a little bit, might get a little neighborhood love, and we on to the next. There's, you know, he visioned like where I can go with it, and so that was very creative for him. Like I said, because I deal with a lot of cats who just be like, man, just rap. Yeah. Just long as you say G on my record, I'm cool. You feel me? But he was one that, man, I'm trying to go to a different place. Yeah. So to be able to participate on that, and then shit, the song was nominated for a Grammy. You get me? You know, something I ain't never went through in my whole fucking rap career. Shit.
You know, won more than one Grammy though.
No, it didn't win that year.
It didn't?
No, the what's the dude? What's the white boy name from up north?
No, don't even tell me.
He had the song, man.
You know Ice Ice?
No, the Macklemore kid.
Macklemore.
Yes.
Oh,
that's who beat him. That's who beat him that year.
I remember
yes.
that. I remember that.
And where's Macklemore at now?
I have no idea. But that's who beat. That's who beat.
Macklemore is no more.
That's who beat Kendrick's album that year for album of the year.
Remember
was
that.
Ryan Macklemore. Yes.
That's why he's watching that shit, man.
Yeah.
This is for both of y'all though. Nipsey Hussle, what was his impact on the West Coast, and how did y'all feel when he passed?
Me personally, coming from that struggle of gangbanging and trying to be influence for the neighborhood and just for the people in general, it was a sad day for people because, we all consider ourselves influential people. And, I've coached youth football for 13 years. You get me? With young boys from 5 to 13. I did that for 13 years. Nipsey had a different impact because a lot of older cats who were still in the life respected to get down. You get me? We all have problems as far as when you start this gangbanging shit, you're going to. You get me? That's just it. Like I caught Hatfields and McCoys back to the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Before I was born, I grew up. Niggas was warring.
Yeah.
Crips war with the Bloods, and then the Crips war with the Crips, and the Bloods war with the. It was just the way it is. To have respect from a lot of different motherfuckers means you doing something. You go. And a lot of people respected Nipsey because of the walk that he went through. You get me? In the streets, county jail, fights to prove who you were, claiming the neighborhood, and then still becoming successful and still representing the neighborhood. You get a lot of big respect on the West for that.
Yeah.
You get me? Coming from the neighborhood and still being able to participate and let motherfuckers know, nigga, I'm walking across Grammy stage, nigga, in a 60 Crip. You get me? That influence made motherfuckers proud.
Yeah.
So the death was really shocking to a lot of people because of it felt like, damn, I can be cool with Bloods and Nip cool, and he was hanging with this nigga.
Yeah.
And it made you feel like you could, further the situation. So I thought it was a real sad day for a lot of dudes.
It was a real sad day, especially for me. And I don't say Glasses' name like 3 times. That's like my little brother.
What up, though, Glasses?
He was actually over my house, man, and we was in my dining room. And somebody had called him on the phone, man, and that, like when you brought that up, I always get sad when I think about that because somebody called Glasses' phone and they FaceTimed him. And so we seeing all this shit happen in real time. Like on my mama.
Yeah.
Like, you hearing the gunshots. Like I don't see him get things, but you see the panic and the gunshots and Glasses like, what's going on? Like it's confusing kind of like, right?
Yeah.
They shooting at they shooting Nipsey. And he's like, why are you calling me on the phone? Like, why are you FaceTiming me? Do something.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? But stuff like that happens so fast, man. Really, it just let me know how vulnerable we all are, bro. That man was at his shop, dog, and he was a dude that preached nothing but love.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I think a lot of people, I don't bang, man, but a lot of people get gangsterism confused, especially the Crip and Blood. And it's about community, like you said. It ain't always... everybody's going through the financial thing, the finances, the poverty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's a lot of good times. You got dudes, like he said, that don't came up together from 8 years old, kindergarten together, walking together. Sometimes you get dudes that you might have played Pop Warner football with. Now his mama moved to the other side of town. He may become your enemy one day, but Nip, you can tell that dude, man, only did a fraction, man, of what he had planned to do because he was a popular dude, eh?
Yeah.
He could have,
absolutely.
and me not being a gangbanger, I was always kind of upset because I would always say, why he ain't move that shit up to Beverly Hills somewhere? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just go somewhere because the people, his fans was coming to the store.
Yeah.
There wasn't no brothers coming there buying the t-shirts and stuff. It
I know,
would
it
be
was
all
tourists
it was
and all
tourists
kind of shit,
kind
yeah.
of people. Like after he died, man, you really realize his impact. And I was kind of, man, I was like, damn, man, we lost another one, dog.
Yeah.
There's some silly shit.
But still, he might have left it in the hood too. Eiht just said it. Sometimes, just keeping it in the hood and kind of showing, the little gents from the hood that, hey, you know what I'm saying? You can make it the same way And you can look at me while I'm making. You can see this. I'm not hiding behind matching walls.
Right,
this,
right.
You know, instead of matching gates.
I feel
you know
that,
what I'm saying?
And then just keep it real. A lot of us not finna go to Beverly Hills. You get me?
Right.
A lot of we aren't accepted in Beverly Hills. So he wanted to keep his legacy where I made it at. This is what made me around here. You get me? It wasn't it wasn't the Bill Gates and the motherfuckers at the stock markets and all that shit and living behind. It was these people right here getting county checks and food stamps and niggas hustling on the corner and trying to survive. Them the motherfuckers that's walking in here helping me establish, buying my music. Now that I'm here, the other people want to come because they're fascinated with the Nipsey Hussle and he got killed and I want to support and I'm gonna go buy a t-shirt and whatever. But before that, when them niggas was on the corner selling t-shirts and trying to establish, it was the hood homies who did that. So it's like, I don't want to turn my back on them by taking my store to motherfucking Rodeo Drive. I'm gonna keep this motherfucker on the corner on the block right here. So everybody in this set, not just us as the 60s, all these motherfuckers around here can feel the positive impact of what some hood niggas did. Because they already labeling us as some motherfucking misfits and some nothings. You get me? So now I'm going to be able to take some t-shirts and hats and something and make that shit global. And now y'all going to have to come see us here. You get me?
His marketing was just so off the hook. And Eiht, wouldn't you say, because you know Karan and Chris a few years older than your son, but I really started noticing, because I knew a Nip for like years, you know what I'm saying? Like, just being, he was the cool dude. But I really realized his impact one day because I was picking my son up from high school. He played football. And first thing they do is come in our car and change the thing. Whatever you listen to, they take your phone and change that. And I saw my son rapping his lyrics and I just look, he was really feeling that, just like,
my son was 13 and he went down to the funeral.
My son cried, dog.
The impact of
his impact was real.
The situation, and because of the fact that he represented LA to the fullest. And like I said, when you are able to do that and people still recognize, that's Nipsey from 60s. But the respect is, we all appreciate the influence that he's given us, because I'm a young hood nigga, or I'm one. And so now I'm really seeing that a nigga came from we all came from the bottom. You get me?
Right.
I didn't have no silver spoon, but to see that, you get me? In this day and age, in 2020, it's a nigga still hard at it, like 60 crippin', and I'm gonna let you know.
And preaching positivity.
Come on.
Exactly.
So they don't show that part of it. See what I'm saying? That's stuff that y'all got to start, putting out there.
Oh, for sure. But I'm going to tell you this, though. I got to give him his props. My son is a really good football player, right? And when he did his commitment, he could have went to any school in the country. So he asked me, he said, Pops, you know Nipsey. Can you get him to come to my commitment video, right? So I hit Nip up, and he was busy. He moving around. I said, son, that might be hard because his schedule, you doing your video shoot next week. He might be in New York somewhere, you know what I mean? So he said, no, but you can use the song, little man, good luck to you. I give out the email. So when he died, it hit Chris like, man, you could tell it killed a piece of him. And it's he had that effect, man. I think he was on his way to being something greater than just a rapper, dog. I think he was on his way to being one of our future great black leaders, dog, to be honest with you.
And I agree with you 100% still on that. Eiht, I want to ask you one more thing before, and then how you can take him out the door. I say Too Short. I'm gonna go down the list. I'm saying Mac Dre. I'm saying Mac Mall. I'm saying JT the Bigger Figure. I'm saying goddamn E40. I'm saying you. I'm saying WA. I'm saying Stu. The list goes on and on and on. Sugar Free. What's up? Drew Down. You know what I'm saying?
Sell it.
What is
Sell it. Yes, indeed.
Where would you say that the state of California ranks That's what we was talking about last week.
That's a debate right there. That's a good
debate
one.
last week about the best catalogs for state, and he made me, go Atlanta against New York when you knew we couldn't beat New York with all the goddamn rappers of New York. But what would you say Cali would rank as far as just collective catalog?
Y'all asked this nigga a tough
You
question.
can't.
That's how I
No,
want
this
when they
is
answer me.
how I am like this.
Because I'm gonna answer
I'm
it
gonna
for
go
you.
like this. I've always had respect for New York
Got
because
to.
New York is what got me influenced to rap. Even though we had our heroes like Toddy T, Eazy-E, New York influenced me to rap because of dudes like Rakim, because of EPMD. I've always loved Atlanta. Texas has always been there. I'll go New York 1. I'll go art catalog. See, because y'all got some shit down here, too.
That's how I was when you asked me that
Yeah,
question. I was
yeah.
feeling like, God damn.
I'm going to go art catalog should fit somewhere probably 2 or 3.
I can
Yeah.
agree with that.
I'll
and,
go there.
And Atlanta niggas gonna kill me about it, but I agree.
I love Atlanta. Got some, like I said, I was a Outkast fan, Southern Playalistic. Best motherfucking record.
Yeah.
I said that. You said it. Now you said that. I'm like, yeah. You said it was a criminal.
Well, he
I
said
like
he's
the
talking about the
Southern
song
Player
Southern Player
List.
List.
Yeah.
He's talking about the album.
The
Criminal
album.
was the best album. See that?
Aquemini?
I don't know
Yeah, that
about it.
elevators ain't no joke.
Come on.
that's
That's
a
the
dangerous
right
record
there.
right there,
They had
man.
3
Oh, my
back-to-back
God.
classic albums.
Yeah, that Southern Playalistic though was the man. That
So
get up and out and get something.
Come on,
man.
come on.
Fucking come on, man.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, you got though Texas in there with Face in them and Willie and Bushwick. You got motherfucking Slim Thug and all of them down there. But our catalog, it's extensive.
you ain't got to stutter about
Yeah,
it.
it's extensive.
You
If you
ain't
go
gotta
up
stop.
You say
north,
2 or 3.
if you go up north,
Yeah.
because I wouldn't, I love, like I said, I wouldn't be biased like that because, like I said, New York is the foundation.
I know, Eiht, you know I'm not biased, but I think you kind of underrating the state, man, because you got
I'm
to
not
think about
underrating the state. I'm just saying
I agree with Eiht.
our foundation
I can
was
see
not
too.
New York's foundation.
Yeah.
I'm
They
just
had
sorry.
a 30-year head start
Yeah,
on all
yeah.
of you.
Our
You know how many
foundation.
legends have come out of
California had corny ass music when it first started.
We had
dog.
corny
It
fucking
was corny.
techno
It was
music.
real corny.
So in our early days,
Still here for it today.
no, for real. In
it
our
was corny
early
at first.
I
days
loved
of
it.
hip hop,
Yes, we're here. The dream team
I
is here.
mean,
That's no diss to
you
them.
gotta respect. You respect the Tone
You respect
Lokes.
it.
Right.
You respect the young MCs.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit
Tone
like
Loc was the
that.
first gangster rap.
But when
Tone
you go
Loc.
when you go to New York and you compare New York's early days with ours,
Yeah.
like I said, when you want to go Tone Loc, Young MC, Wrecking Crew, but then you go Just Ice.
So you would put
fucking
Snake Puppy against
Public-
Rakim?
Hell no, man! Stop playing.
Shout out to Snake Puppy. Yeah, you just
I'm saying you
Throw him up there.
I'm saying you ain't smoking something. It ain't the good shit. That is not what you smoke. No, Rakim made every motherfucker want to
Oh,
rap.
yeah, Rakim
man.
is the
Like,
motherfucker.
when you
I'm
first
bad.
heard,
Like,
I don't give a fuck where you was. When you first heard I came in the door,
No,
I said it before.
Yeah.
That precedent made
Yeah.
it just shut the game down.
Yeah.
And like I said, you said LL,
Yeah.
Public Enemy,
Yeah.
Gangstar,
Yeah.
fucking
EPMD.
Tribe Called Quest,
Yeah.
EPMD, Big Daddy Kane,
Yeah.
even the whole like you said, the whole Melly Mel, UTFO, Fat
Yeah.
Boys, Run DMC
Yeah.
era, and then you can't even forget the Beastie Boys.
Boys, yeah.
Exactly.
But check this
Yeah.
out, though, Eiht.
Yeah.
EPMD was like, they was almost like a West Coast group. All the gangsters fuck with EPMD.
And EPMD just had a sound that
It was
was
a
different
sound.
from
The sound fuck
everything.
with them a long way too.
And what got them over is because they use that fucking more bounce, man. When you use that more bounce from Zap, that's like a West Coast staple song.
That's a call to
That's
action.
like
That's like Planet Rock down here.
Goddamn right. Motherfucker, More Bounce by Zapp.
Yeah.
You couldn't. That was a neighborhood fucking record through every neighborhood in California.
Yeah.
If you was a gangster in the early '80s, into the '70s. They all listened to that type of shit. Parliament, heard it through the grapevine and all that type of shit. So when you're able to create music off of shit that's reminiscent to your motherfucking parents, it just won on the West Coast, man.
Come on.
It just won.
With that being said, fellas, Digital Soapbox Network, what we doing? What's happening next?
Man, what's next, man? We switching over into movies, man. My plan, man, I got something. I don't like talking about stuff too much before
I always
it
say
happens.
if you talk too much,
Yeah.
it don't
happen.
Just shut your fucking mouth.
But you know what? You know what wound up happening? You know what happened? That's what I was
Pray
gonna say.
against you.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't like saying too much, bro, because my experience has been people, they'll pray against you, but they steal your idea.
Oh, yeah, that
Absolutely.
too.
Like a month.
They'll steal your shit. Next thing you know, you'll look up because you will have homeboys that got more resources.
Right.
They hear your idea. Next thing you know, hey, man, I need you to open this up. Next thing you know, you watching TV at home or at the movies. Damn, that look just like the shit. And you look at them in credits, see one of the motherfucking names, like motherfucker stole my shit.
And act like that you got it from them.
Yeah, exactly. They won't call you to participate in even. They won't say, I like the idea.
They
They'd rather steal it.
All right, man. With that being said, how can folks contact everybody? Is there anything that y'all need these folks to know?
Still got it, we Gangster Chronicles. You got the
Gangster
page
Chronicles
or whatever.
podcast,
I'm all
Gangster
under
Chronicles
Gangster Chronicles
Yeah.
right now.
I gotta get in one of the movies still.
Oh, for sure,
Come on,
man.
I'm
That's
shooting
one thing
my
I
shot
can
right-
say.
Yeah, he getting his Tubi movies
Yeah,
ready,
man.
man.
Yeah,
He ready.
No,
Tubi
listen,
down.
we got one on Tubi that actually is doing really, really good right now, man.
Yeah, the homie said he saw it. He said
Block trilogies.
it kept him interested.
Block trilogies.
When you're,
About like
we
our
like
movie.
to see some message.
About like our movie to be it keep me interested.
It's called the Block Trilogies, available on Tubi right now, man. And we got some shit coming so cold. Just say the gangster shit is coming back, dog, on Tubi.
Ooh, we
I'm
here
telling
for
you
it.
right now, we wiping everybody off the map. I'm about to have this man right here.
Yeah.
We gonna get some Spiggity Spice 1. He gonna be the plug down
Yeah,
south.
I was gonna ask about murder, but he got to go. I already know you got to go.
He gonna be the plug. He gonna be the plug for it, so we coming here for it.
I'm here for
I was
it.
going to ask about that murder show, y'all, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's up, Spice? You know what I'm saying?
Behind Radio Shout and Big Galaxy,
Yes, sir.
Steele, MCA, Gangster Chronicles.
Yeah, mama, we made it.
Ooh.